Hey, this is Anney.
And Samantha.
And welcome to Stuff I've Never Told You, a production of iHeartRadio.
And welcome to another edition of Monday Mini, where we talk about random things. And today's random thing, Anney.
Yes?
You're making so many faces at me.
I know. My laptop almost fell, but everything, disaster was averted. Sorry.
There's so many faces happening. I was like, you're really into this or you're really scared of this? I don't know what's happening.
Both.
But yes, today's Monday Mini is me talking about mobile games again, because I am thoroughly caught up in one. And I wanted to talk about kind of the whole, I think they've got me. Mobile games has got me. And the one I'm doing right now is, I'm not going to mention the game because it's a big company. It's a big gaming company. So it's not like the small companies, which, we've talked before. I was like, oh, this is nice. They definitely have diverse things. This has none of that. This is essentially a board game that's turned into a video game that is making money. And I'm part of that reason. And I'm very ashamed to say this because I swore I would never do such a thing. I would rather watch all the 10,000 ads. But they were smart and they do not have this. They even have a Discord. And yes, this made me join Discord. I am very confused by the Discord. I can't understand what's happening on Discord. It seems like a lot of foreign languages because all it is like signs and just letters and just emojis. And I'm like, what the hell does this mean? So it makes me feel very old. But on top of that, I've become the boomer level where I have using Facebook as a part of this gaming.
Yes.
And I laugh because I have gotten so caught up. I'm not laughing. I'm kind of disappointed, I guess, with myself. Because the other day I was in a fight with a woman named Deborah, who is obviously my senior. And I was like, this woman, I'm going to come get her. Because you could attack each other on these games. I was unhappy because she attacked me like 10 times in a row. And I was like, girl, you picked the wrong one. So I was audibly yelling at my phone over a mobile game while my partner is sitting next to me and has now come to the point where he's like, are you attacking Deborah again? Are you fighting with Deborah still? I was like, I will find her. And I will take down all her buildings. Okay. But I decided, I was like, you know what? We need to have an update anyway because I bought a lot of games for my Switch. I have not played anything.
Yeah.
Because I really want to do the cozy gaming, but I get caught up into like doing the beginning part. And then when it gets difficult, I'm like, why? I don't want to do this anymore. Because apparently my meager brain practices wants to just put blocks together and then attack people and make money off of things that's not real money. And it's really disheartening because a part of the Facebook group, the reason you join is you trade things so you can complete card sets or sticker sets and such. It feels really like, as I'm talking about this out loud, yes, I realize how ridiculous this sounds, but there's 5.5 million people on this one Facebook group, and then there's like offsets, and then the amount of people that's on Discord, I don't know. I don't know how to look that up. So, but there's a lot. I'll say it that way. There's a lot, but it's really disheartening because people want like minimal things for 50 times what it's worth, and you're like, what is happening? People are scamming people, like taking things, and I'm like, what is this? And I guess technically, by the name of the game, it makes sense and it's exactly doing what you think it's supposed to be doing, but you want to see better people, so I'm the one giving stuff away because I'm like, come on, be nice. What's wrong with all of you? You are the worst people. This is where I've become. And I have actually spent money on this game, which I was like, wow. And my rationale was, at least I'm spending it this way and I'm not buying the Switch games, which I already did that. But, like, this is just the equal to that because I don't do the big, and you can spend up to like $100 on it. I'm like, oh my God, who does this? Oh my God, who does this? And Anney, apparently in 2021, I think we already talked about it once, but it's like $116 billion. People spent 106, not just like earning in ads. People spent $116 billion for these mobile games. And it says on CNBC that, and oh no, this can't be right because this was from 2015, so this is really outdated, that it was 44% male and 56% female who were buying these. But that was, again, very outdated information. So I don't know what it is today. It does say that some of the, as of 2018, it was 79% more likely to do in-app purchases.
Mm-hmm.
So more and more women, seemingly, are the ones who are spending money because they want to keep playing these games, or they need more like material to collect these things. In BT dubs, Pokemon is one of the highest grossing ones. But what outdoes that? Candy Crush.
That does not surprise me.
Does it not? It surprised me. I assumed Candy Crush would not be the highest. The highest is something called Honor of Kings. Do you know what this is?
I don't, but I feel like I feel like I have an idea of what it is, and I've seen ads for it. It's sort of a like fighting, almost like World of Warcraft, Catan sort of thing.
It outstrips everything else. So it made, in 2023 so far, $864 million.
Ooh.
But then like the second one, which is called Poob Mobile, PUBG, maybe it's the brand, I don't know, which is at $636 million. So it's like a $200 million difference from that to this. I don't know what, if someone knows what Honor of Kings, I'm not doing it because I'm scared now. I'm scared.
I feel like that's a cut to. You're opening yourself to a cut to situation.
No, not. Well, the games that like the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 highest grossing is one of the ones that I play is Royal Match, which is just a matching. And it's really easy. They're smart. They do have a level of easy, medium, hard type of thing, but they make sure to off switch so you're not so frustrated that you quit. Like when they get so hard that you're like, okay, this is so frustrating, I don't want to do this anymore. They're very smart about it. And I have caught up on 2 of my games now that I've loved, including the Love of Pies one that I mentioned previously, where I have caught up so quickly to it that they have to do side quests because they're uploading new areas to like renovate or whatever, add up to. So that's where I am, which I'm like, oh wow. Like they are still updating to get new material. So they're doing side quests that it's just like an easy, I'm like, and I love that too. Let's go. Y'all, it's a whole thing. And like this amount of money, billions of dollars, because all you do is like they get these deals. It's like 99 cents, and you're like, yeah, let me do that. And that's the average. The most people are like in that average of spending from 99 cents to $10 a month, and that's enough. And that's also including a lot of them have the ads.
Right.
And so Love of Pies, brilliant. You get extra things by watching 30-second ads, and I have repeatedly watched all these ads. I don't need people's judgment. But yes, like it's an interesting conversation, like about who is playing what and how I'm caught up. And then this level of like, if you're lonely, the game that I like, this makes sense because you, again, communicate with people. I've seen people like just talking on these things and begging for like, again, to trade, but also they're like, thank you so much. And then coming on to each other's site to help build these different things. Y'all, I know I am aging myself when I have these conversations about what I'm doing in life, like, because I'm not reading books anymore. I'm now playing phone games. But it's such an interesting way of building money and interacting that it's no longer just like, hey, we're on chat rooms, which again, dating myself. I just made myself sad, y'all. It's fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. But this whole idea of this microtransactions where you can make money geniusly off of getting people to play for additional whatever, lives or coins or stickers or whatever, whatnot. And the fact that they are making money. Tons of that game Gardenscapes, which got really reamed out for false advertising, is one of the top 5 grossing of the year with hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah. It's big business. I saw that ad, that Pedro Pascal in it.
Yes.
And I was like, we saw it in a movie theater. And I was like, what movie is this? And you were like, no, that's a game.
The game. That's the one grandma game that I was like, that's not how that, because they had Kathy Bates in it too. Yeah. But then Pedro Pascal after Last of Us pops up. I'm like, what's happening?
I thought it was like a legit, like,
the way they set it up, it has to cost millions of dollars.
Episode series of murder mystery or something. I have a question for you because I'm interested. When is the breaking point when you're like, okay, I'll pay for this? Is it like, I can't play anymore unless I do?
Yes.
Or is it?
It's more of like, oh, that's a good deal. Or there's a goal that I have and they have a time limit. So it's like, it's only for, and they have so many quests that you have like 24 hours to try to complete. And then like, if you're so close, like if I'm nowhere near close, I'm like, yeah, I don't care. But if I'm so close that I can break it, then I'm likely to buy it. But if there's also a good deal, and I do, I'm like, okay, how many of these materials will I get for this amount? Oh, that's not bad. Okay, that makes sense. And then the rationale, I don't play games like this. I don't like do computer games where you pay $99 for whatever. Yeah, or a monthly subscription of whatever. And then you spend like, and then I looked at my amount of like, and it's still not outrageous. It goes out to be one computer game, but the computer games are like $99 unless you get on sale for $69. Like, but you can play it constantly unless it gets broken or taken away, whatever. As where this is like, no, you just bought material for this one random amount. But instead, you know what I've done?
What?
I've taken my partner's old phone that he doesn't use and put the game on that and play it as a second player.
Oh,
to help myself out.
Oh, nice. But you were the first player. The second player is the support.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
And also just like if I have to pause. But the other part of that is I've seen the reason I got that idea is someone else was like, I have 6. Like they have iPads and all these things. I was like, what? And they helped each other. They helped themselves trade the things. And I was like, what is okay, I can do that.
Yes.
Except I think they like even set up like fake like Facebook accounts in order to help with it. Like because you get extra things by joining social media.
Oh my gosh. That would be so funny. I want to see like the 60 minutes where they're like,
but like
it's actually
like I'm talking because I realized as I've traded things and you may have to make friends, you have to like join in friends, but you also attack each other and take money from each other. So I feel bad for someone who helped me out. I'm like, oh, sorry, I just took $20 million from you.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that's the amount. Some of them bankrupt you. Some of them like you're just like, what is this? And then I feel bad. Unless it's Deborah, then I'm coming at you, Deborah.
Is Deborah still doing well?
She stopped.
Okay.
I think she figured out I figured out and I was coming after her, so I think she left me alone. But I was like, I don't know what you're doing, but we're fighting.
Oh no. Deborah. The enemy.
Every Deborah's like, what?
Is it me? Are you listening, Deborah?
If you're listening, Deborah, I don't think she listens. I'm coming for you.
I love that so much.
But yes, that's the game I'm playing right now on top of a few others. I find it fascinating because it got me. Like, eventually it's going to get you, like, to the point that you like it enough that you want. And I feel bad because this company is too rich to be doing this. At the very least, the other ones are, like, independent companies or haven't been bought out yet, or at least small enough that I don't feel like, I'm adding fuel to the fire. Although they are not on this list at all, so maybe they're not making as much as I thought.
I will say, I know what game you're talking about, and I feel like some listeners can guess.
Yeah.
I saw some people playing it, young people.
I have kids. It makes me feel creepy.
Oh, really?
There's kids, like you can tell they're teenagers, and I'm like,
oh,
I don't want to hit your stuff.
I saw them playing it when I was waiting in line at Disney World.
Really?
Yeah, they were playing it on their phones, and I was perplexed because I hadn't talked to you about this yet, so I didn't know this whole thing. But I was like, people still play that, huh? And now I've learned a lot.
There you go. It's a whole different twist because it doesn't quite make as much sense. Because I've learned some things, like because I'm friends with myself. I've had to steal from myself, as where because the newer game version you get a lot less, you have to build up to the bigger numbers. But I was like, oh, it says I stole 20,000. On mine, it says it stole 20 million. I was like, what?
Wow.
No, they didn't. That definitely don't have that money. Why are you taking that much money? And then my partner was like, that's the whole thing. They take more, and it actually, in order to regenerate for the game company to make you get more money, like make you try to get more money, even though it's not going to them, it's going to, like, in order to take away from you. I'm like, what? That's so unfair. That's unfair. Why are you so mean? I know you're a game about capitalism, but why? I think I just gave the, if you didn't know, you know now.
Yes.
But like, it's an interesting idea because, man, Anney, we need to make a Stuff Mom Never Told You mobile game.
We did talk about doing that. Not specifically like that, but we did talk about having what would kind of be, I hope, a tongue-in-cheek, fun, but also kind of depressing, like, can you survive feminism?
Yes.
Or like a choose your own adventure type thing. But yeah,
we need to do something.
We could think on this. That'd be cool.
And then because like mobile games apparently is the way to go.
Yes. It does seem that way.
It seems to be the way to go. And then have some good advertising.
Okay, well, no, I have another follow-up question. Because I actually don't play that many mobile games. When I do, I get it. I totally get it.
I'm going to make you play.
Oh, no, I'll be your Deborah. No, I can never attack you.
If you attack me, then you become I'll get very high school. I'm so sorry. Because you can choose not to hit them.
I can't do it. I can't. So, no, I would not become your Deborah, but I would get trounced because I couldn't do it.
That's hard.
When you play, is it like, I'm only going to play for this amount of time, and then something happens, you're like, I'm going to play a little bit more? Like, how, and if you don't want to answer, it's all right. How long are your sessions? Like, how long are you?
So for this, you are really limited unless you keep paying money.
Okay.
Because there's a risk factor too. So you can times 5. So like, or times amount. So if you have a certain amount of turns, let's say you have 500 turns, you can do like 10 times that. So it does like takes 10 of the turns away at a time to give you more spending, more cash back, because like it gives you rewards back to that amount. So you can have, I've seen people who have like 20,000 turns.
Wow.
but you can do like 500 times that max per. So you can be done in like 20 minutes. Or for me, it's usually the highest I can go is 20. But then they have like these special things where you use higher. They're smart.
Yeah.
But it gives you more spending, but it gives you less time. Or it gives you more rewards, but gives you less time. So it's very, motherfuckers know what they're doing. This is the math they understood.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you could only be playing 5 minutes.
But yeah.
And then you have to wait, or you have to buy more, or you wait for 8 hours.
Right. No, because honestly, I want to talk more about this later, Samantha, but because I'm so curious about your experience. But throughout this time, I've been thinking about like so many things you're mentioning are newer, like Discord and going on Facebook. When I was growing up, you would buy the FAQ, the walkthrough. You would find like these old web pages where people were talking about things, and and even arcade games to an extent were, oh, you're out of a life. Are you going to put in another quarter?
Right.
So this seems like it's just the evolution of that.
It really is.
With phone, like with mobile games.
With phones and credit cards.
Exactly. And it's so easy to be like, if your credit card information is already saved, to be like, okay, yeah, I'll go. I'll keep going.
I mean, and like not a sponsor, Google Play and all the little Play things on the phone are smart because they're taking a small amount because they also do the advertising for them. Like it's effing genius and evil.
Yeah, it is. But I even told you I wanted to talk about kind of the world of the gaming, like on the outside, the periphery of the Discords and the Facebook groups and all that stuff, and just see what it's like for women out there. Because I do that too, and for fan fiction, that is a huge thing. That is a huge thing. The Discord group, which I got invited to one, I'm too scared to join. I can't.
Well, again, like I'm doing this and I don't understand what's happening. Anney, I think we actually have a Discord.
We do?
Yeah.
Oh.
My partner set it up for us because he really thinks that we should do it. And I'm like, I'm kind of scared. But we
Oh,
technically have a Discord that we can try to set up. I don't know, listeners, if y'all are interested, let us know. Because
yes, please let us know.
we would do it for you. I won't do it for anybody else other than this game. Here's something I just read and I'm finding fascinating. It says, what percentage of people pay for mobile games? Only about 5% of players spend money on in-app purchases. Mobile game is an industry where 22 billion out of 50 billion comes from 5% of players.
Wow. Whoa.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know how old this article is, but that's not mathing to me.
I wonder.
Wow. Seriously? And I'm one of those.
Well, yeah,
like it.
but I bet there's some people who spend a ton. I bet there's like an outlier group that spends a bunch. It's like people who go to Vegas. Most people aren't betting like
Maybe
the huge amounts, but the people who are kind of skewing the numbers. I could be totally wrong, but I bet there's people who spend a lot more than your average person, and they're kind of moving the numbers that way.
It's true. Again, there's things that you can buy for $99.
Like that is a thing. That is a thing in I believe games like World of Warcraft had that of like, I will pay you real money if you will give me this sword. And I've never played that, so don't yell at me. But, essentially, like, I will pay real money for this virtual item I can use in the game.
Right. Actually, yes. My partner played Elden Ring.
Yeah. Elden Ring,
yeah. And they were buying things from people, like literal money from people. I was like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Why would you do this? And apparently on this game, I've seen people talking on Facebook, people have paid cash for things. And I was like, why? Why would you do this? That's so scammy.
I both agree with you and get it. Like, again, this could be a really funny cut to moment. I don't think I would ever do it. But if you like really, because there are some items that just take a ridiculous amount of time to get. And if you really want that item, but you don't want to put in the time, I can get paying someone if they're like, okay, I'll give you this item. But it is a really interesting marketplace. And I know I won't tell the story, but I know someone who has a really tragic story of losing all of that stuff that he paid actual money for.
Oh, no.
So it can go wrong, and always be careful when you're interacting this way. But I do get it. I don't think I would ever do it, but I do get it.
Y'all. I'm just saying y'all in this, but enough of all of that, because I'm still like shamedly, I guess, admitting these to you. Are you playing any games? That doesn't have to be phone games. Are you still on your Last of Us playthroughs?
I finished that recently, and I laid out on the floor and cried, as usual. I did just finish that. I finished. This again should probably be a separate episode. I have the same problem we've talked about before, Samantha, about like we rewatch the same things over and over again.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I feel that with games, and I have a backlog of like 40 games. I know this is a video gamer's joke, like in your backlog is 40 and you're playing the same game again. I really want to play Last Signals again, which I talked about is this kind of like Stranger Things 80s creepy time travel thing. And I really enjoy it. I played it on Steam Deck. None of the things we're talking about are currently sponsors, by the way. And I loved it. And it's really pretty. And I like it. It's kind of a bubble text-based, like you choose with like 3 text bubble things. So it's simple in mechanics. And it's nice to look at and it's fun. I like the story. But my problem is like I want to play the same games over and over again. So I'm never getting to these other games that I know I would love and also want to play over again. But so I'm sort of in a holding pattern where I'm like, should I play that again or should I play something else that I've never played before? But for me, the thing is I love story-based games. So I get wound up in the story. So if I start a game, I can't stop. I will I will stay up all night. And even if I don't finish it, I just get like, I got to know what happens next. So that's kind of my version of I just have to know what happens in the story. I do have some in my list that have come up on this show that I really want to play, like Cat Lady and Catherine, which are disturbing games about women. But I want to play them. They're disturbing in the sense of like horror movies are. They're not. I don't know. Right. So if anybody has a suggestion, I do feel like I need to start chipping away at my library. I did play, because I've been traveling more than I have traveled in a while, and I bought my Switch, and I was playing Animal Crossing, and I did get some jokes aimed my way, but my Halloween party went great. So. And I blame you for this.
Me?
Yes, you. I did buy Spider-Man 2 on a whim this morning, I think, because I saw an ad for it, and I was like, oh yeah, all right, I gotta get it. I can't wait for the holidays, even though I probably won't play it.
All right.
I just feel like I do this all the time, or like I have to get it, and then I will never play it for like a year. But I've heard great things. So
I've heard great things.
Mm-hmm.
Me too, actually.
Yeah. No, the ad was great. Obviously it worked.
This is how they get us.
This is how they get us.
This is how they get us.
Oh my gosh.
Help us, y'all. Or be my friend on this game if you're on that game, and then give me things.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Or if you have any suggestions.
Oh, yes.
I love this. I love this so much. I can't wait to talk to you off mic more about it.
Yes.
But in the meantime, yes, listeners, if you're playing anything, if you have any recommendations, any thoughts about this, if you're Deborah.
Deborah. Come on, Deborah.
I love it. You can email us at stuffmediamomstuff@iheartmedia.com. You can find us on Twitter at MomStuffPodcast or on Instagram and TikTok at Stuff I Never Told You. I suppose Discord. Let us know about Discord.
Let us know.
Yeah, let us know. We do have a TeePublic store, and we have a book that you can get wherever you get your books. Thanks, as always, to our super producer, Christina, our executive producer, Maya, and our contributor, Joey.
Thank you.
And thanks to you for listening. Stuff I Never Told You is a production by iHeartRadio. For more podcasts on iHeartRadio, you can check out the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.